Okay, my project is on the process of substitution and elimination. First, we're going to start by doing a formula, which is the slope-intercept formula, which is y equals mx plus b. This is the formula that we're going to be following all through solving the equations. In this substitution problem, we're going to be using the two equations x plus y equals 4 and 2x minus 3y equals negative 2. Now, by starting for substitution, you need to pick the simplest formula, which would probably be the x plus y equals 4, and you need to put it in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Now, how you make it into slope-intercept form is you minus the x variable to make it so it goes to the other end. Now, since you can't add variables and regular numbers without variables, then it just turns out to be y equals 4 minus x. Now, since you just got the formula for y, you want to set it into the other equation. So since that was 2x minus 3y equals negative 2, what you want to do is you want to place the 4 minus x into where the y was. So it'll end up being 2x minus 3 times 4 minus x equals negative 2. And what you do is you times the 3 by both the 4 and the negative x, because what I like to call the rainbow trick. And you have to times both of them together. So that will turn out to be 2x minus 12 plus 3x equals negative 2. What you do is you add the variables together, which is the x's, and that'll end up being 5x minus 12 equals negative 2. And since you want a variable to be on one side and the number to be on the other, you want to move what you can add. And you can't add a variable to a normal number. So you plus 12 to both sides, that like the negative 2, and yeah. So the negative x and the positive x cross out, and it'll be equaling 5x equals 10. And then you divide both sides, because the 5 and the x are timesing, so you want to do the opposite, which is division, and that'll mean x will equal 2. Now that we solved for x, we need to solve for y, because y, equals 4 minus x is not the answer to y. You just need to end up with one number. So what we do is we take the simplest formula and we place x in the place of the y, which is also substituting. So you want to start with x plus y equals 4 again. And you place the 2 where the x is supposed to be, and then you minus the 2 to both sides where the y isn't, and then y equals 2. So for substitution, the answers is x equals 2 and y equals 2. Now we'll move on to elimination. So now we're going to do elimination with the same problem, just to show you that substitution and elimination will end up the same exact solutions. Now what happens in elimination, you need to get two of the same variables, but in a negative and a positive form, so they cross out, so you only get one variable in the end. With this one, we're going to change the y into a positive 3 so the negative 3 can be crossed out. Now you could put negative 2 times it and stuff, just so you could cross out the x. You could do it either way, but this one we're going to do 3 and negative 3. Now after timesing the whole equation by 3, it'll end up being 3x plus 3y equals 12, and then 2x minus 3y equals negative 2. And since there's a positive negative, you want to cross those out, so you just end up with one variable. So it'll end up being 5x equals 10. And then, like in substitution, you want to do the opposite of what it's doing, so you divide 5 by 10 and x will equal 2. Now since we found x, we now use substitution, and that's why you pretty much learn substitution first, so you can move on to elimination. It's like a higher thing of solving equations. So what you do is you place the 2 in the place of the x, and that'll turn out to be 2 plus y equals 4, and then you minus the 2, because you're doing the opposite, and it'll equal y equals 2. So all in all, substitution and elimination are a mixture of the two, but they both end up with the same exact answers. So that's the process of elimination for you.